Hi everybody, Gisele Grenier here. In this video lesson, we are going to learn how to mix basic green colors using the limited and extended palette. Now, for those of you that need help with understanding what that is, you have to go back a few videos. But basically, a limited palette is a very limited number of paints on a palette, and an extended palette is that limited palette plus a few extra colors just to make it a lot easier to get the work done. All right, so for this particular lesson, I'm going to be using Phthalo Green Yellow, Phthalo Green Blue, Permanent Alizarin Crimson, Naphtha Red Light, Hansa Yellow Medium, Hansa Yellow Light, and Titanium White for our values. And you may be thinking, okay, Gisele, you need to go back to art school because you can't make green using red. No, you can't. Well, actually, yes, you can. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a combination of mixtures using the greens with the yellows, and then we're going to be using the reds to neutralize them. Okay. Now, in this particular lesson, I'm covering the phthalo colors with the yellows, and in another lesson, I'll be covering phthalo blue and ultramarine blue with the yellows. So, because the video will get really, really long. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull out a green that leans towards yellow and a green that leans towards blue. You're going to pull out a red that leans towards blue, a neutral red if you have it. This is my extended palette. And a red that leans towards yellow. And then you're going to pull out a yellow that leans towards orange, a neutral yellow, extended palette, and a yellow that leans towards green. And if you're not sure what these colors, you need to go back a few videos and go over the reds and the yellows in order to understand. All these lessons build upon each other. I have a secondary palette because of the color mixing involved with my 3 yellows, my 3 reds, and my 2 greens. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull from that palette and I'm going to mix everything right here. And clean water. So, the first color mixture we want to start off with, we'll start off with a basic yellow-green color. So when we're talking about yellow-green, we could look at, this type of color right here. When we're using the phthalo green colors, they're a really great start-off point. They will save so much time working with these. These are in the extended palette as well, because my limited palette are 2 blues, 2 reds, and 2 yellows, and then my neutrals. But in the extended palette, I've got my greens, I've got my extra red, I've got my extra yellow, I've got an orange in there. Okay, so I've got all that extra stuff. So to show you how much time you would save with the green, if we were to take phthalo green that leans towards blue, okay, and let's start with Hansa Yellow Medium, because you would never use this pure. You would always have to mix it with something. And you know what we need to do? We need to write these down. So I'm going to write them down. Let's see. I'm going to write them down here. So phthalo, green, blue, Hansa Yellow Medium, and then plus titanium white. Then on the other, then I'm going to go phthalo, green. Then I'm going to go phthalo, green, blue, Hansa Yellow plus titanium white. Then phthalo, green, blue, Hansa Yellow Light plus titanium white. This will give you a really good understanding as to the base of it. Then we're going to do the exact same thing here. I'll go down 2 squares with phthalo, green, yellow, Hansa Yellow Medium, and titanium white. Phthalo, green, yellow, Hansa Yellow, titanium white. Phthalo, green, yellow, Hansa Yellow Light, titanium white. Okay? So let's get that one started first. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to show you 1 or 2 mixes of taking these and then neutralizing with the red. And then I'll jump ahead with all the because it's the same technique, and then I'll show them all done. So this is a really good base green. You will never go wrong with this type of base green. So phthalo green blue is a green that leans towards blue. Hansa Yellow Medium is a yellow leans towards orange. So they're roughly across on the color wheel with where they shift. We'll take some white so you can see the true underlying color. Very important that you do this step. pretty bright. And make up enough paint because we're gonna need to access these a little bit later. So now I'm gonna go phthalo green blue with Hansa yellow. Again, this is the same technique, so I'm gonna jump ahead on these to show them done. And I'm also not measuring with measuring spoons and stuff like that, so one mix may have a little bit more yellow, one mix may have a little bit more you know, green or more blue, or sorry, more green or more yellow. That's this one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to do the same mix with the rest of these. So what you can do is you can just skip ahead to the next section, or you can follow along taking your 2 greens and your 3 yellows and making up your mixes. Alright, so I completed this and I smeared. Then I ran out of paper with the rest of the mixes I want to make. So what we're going to do now, so I'm extending it. I'm only going to show a couple, then I'm going to do them all, and then we can go back and discuss it. So now what I'm going to do is I've taken the phthalo green blue with Hansa yellow medium and white, Hansa yellow light. Phthalo green yellow, Hansa yellow medium with Hansa yellow light. Now we're going to take the same mixes and we're going to neutralize it with red. So the first block is phthalo green blue, Hansa yellow medium, permethylizin crimson with white. Phthalo green blue, Hansa yellow medium, naphthol red light with white. Phthalo green blue, Hansa yellow medium with naphthol red light and white. So we're going to use this mix. Okay, so we're taking these 3, putting them here, neutralizing with a red that leans towards blue, a neutral red, and a red that leans towards orange. Then we're going to take the same mix again. Okay, we're going to take, so this is phthalo green blue with Hansa yellow medium. Okay, and then we're going to take phthalo green blue with Hansa yellow, and then add the 3 reds. Then on the next chart is phthalo green blue with Hansa yellow light, and then the 3 reds. And then phthalo green yellow with the 3 yellows and the 3 reds. Phthalo green yellow with the next 3 yellows and 3 reds, and the next 3 yellows and 3 reds. Okay, so we're taking this same mixture, using all the 3 yellows and all the 3 reds to create a wide variety. So so just to show you that how many mixtures that you can get with your limited palette and even with your extended palette. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple and then I'm going to move on. So phthalo green blue, Hansa yellow medium, and permethylizin crimson, and my paint is dried out, so I'm going to make something fresh. Phthalo green blue, Hansa yellow medium, and then we're going to add a speck of permethylizin crimson. Put it on the side, then add it in. put it here. And then you're going to add white. Where this chart's really going to make the biggest bang is when you do the next one, where you're mixing the blues. Because that's really going to give you an idea of whether you want to invest in continuing to use the phthalo greens, or if you want to just use the blues. Because there's some colors you just can't seem to get right with just the blues because of the type of blue. But if you have phthalo blue, then you've got a wide variety. Look at that one. Isn't that beautiful? See how neutral that is compared to this one. That's the same color, except this one has permanent alizarin crimson added to it. All right, so let's do the next one. I'll do these three, and then I'll do the rest with fast forward. So phthalo green blue, Hansa yellow medium. So now we're making this mixture. No, what are we making? We're making Hansa yellow medium. Actually, we're making the same mixture. We're working with this one now. Making 3 mixtures of this one, and then we're just neutralizing with the different reds. I got confused. So just naphthol red on the side, add it in, and basically just add it in to make sure I've got a good range there. So phthalo green blue, Hansa yellow medium, and naphthol red. And then white for the true underlying color. So this is a neutral red. This is the red that leans towards blue. This is a more neutral red. Okay, that looks pretty good. Then we're going to take this mixture again, and then we're going to neutralize it with naphthol red light. Phthalo green blue, Hansa yellow medium. Again, I'm not using measuring spoons to make this exact mixture. If you can make a big pile of this, then split it up into 3. It'll be even more accurate. And then naphthol red light. A bit more than that. So this is a red that leans towards orange. And white for the true underlying color. There we go. So this mixture here, neutralizing with permanent alizarin crimson, naphthol red, and naphthol red light. 3 distinctively different greens, all using paints that you would have in your limited palette with the Hansa yellow medium and the Hansa yellow light. Sorry, let me try that again. 3 distinctive greens using colors that you have in your limited palette if it was permanent alizarin crimson and naphthol red light. If you have an extended palette, you'd also have just naphthol red. I got confused. There's so many mixtures. All right, so now I'm going to go on and take the same mixture here now, this one here, phthalo green blue with Hansa yellow with permanent alizarin crimson, phthalo blue, Hansa yellow, naphthol red, phthalo blue, Hansa yellow, naphthol red, light. And then I'm going to move on with the phthalo green yellows, and then I'll move on also with this chart here. All right, so you can choose to skip ahead to the next section, or you can watch a sped up version of what I'm going to be doing. all done. Holy smokes, that was a lot of mixing. So look at all the variety of colors that we have just by using these. Okay, so you may not have some of these colors, but the point is that you choose a green that leans towards yellow, a green that leans towards blue. You take a red that leans towards blue, a red that leans towards blue, a red that leans towards orange, a yellow leans towards orange, a yellow leans towards green. So you take those, mix them up. If you're at this point of the course, then you should be having these colors already set up with your own brand and all that. You should already have that set. If you have a neutral red and a neutral yellow, that's your extended palette, which is fine. And then white, of course. So with this, I noticed, and I was getting confused, is the blocks. So see the difference the minute you add red, it really neutralizes it. But not just that, the difference between the green, when we're making the green more of a yellow green. So this is with Permalintism Crimson, and this is Permalintism Crimson, but this is Handsy Yellow Medium, Handsy Yellow Light. Oh, sorry, Handsy Yellow Medium, Handsy Yellow, and then Handsy Yellow Light. All toned down with Permalintism Crimson. Look at the difference. And then Handsy Yellow Medium with Naphthol Red, Handsy Yellow with Naphthol Red, and Handsy Yellow Light with Naphthol Red. We have Handsy Yellow Medium with Naphthol Red Light, Handsy Yellow with Naphthol Red Light, and Handsy Yellow Light with Naphthol Red Light with the Phthalo Green Blue. And then they repeated the same thing with the Phthalo Green Yellow. And if you look at these, never mind the actual underlying color, take a look at these. These are such amazing landscape colors right here. When you're looking towards painting grass that is next to a blue house where you've got a reflection, or grass in a field, here's some shadow colors. These, I can see these more in ocean scenes, because the Handsy Yellow Medium leans towards orange, creates a completely different mix to the Handsy Yellow, which is neutral, versus the Handsy Yellow Light that leans towards green. So that the mixtures, the Phthalo Green Blue with the Handsy Yellow Light, and then toned down with the greens, look more on the almost like the teal side, the violet side, whereas these colors here lean more towards the green side. Okay, so some interesting colors here. And then same thing with the Phthalo Green Yellow. And these, again, with the colors here with the Handsy Yellow Light, they lean more towards the green side here. The blue side here. And then these are some really nice landscape colors. Comparing them top to bottom, they are similar, a little bit similar. The difference between Phthalo Green Blue versus Phthalo Green Yellow, they're similar. They're not that much different. When you look at the underlying colors though, okay, so this is where I'm seeing some differences, especially this one here. So, and these ones aren't too bad, but I love these. And also don't forget, as I'm mixing, you saw that at the end I made one big pile and divided it into 3. That's why these are more consistent. Where these ones here, I made piles, mixing piles for each one of those. So I could have been adding either more of the Phthalo Green or more of the yellow. So that's why they could be varied. And then you can take this even further by taking your mixtures and get your value scale down. But then this one could be, going this way, you could add more yellow, more yellow, more yellow, and then make another one more red, more red, more red, and another one, work it down more white. So you can spend hours doing this. I wouldn't do that right now unless you've got the time. Right now, it's just more of a matter of now is to build the secondary color using your limited palette to what you have right now. So you should, by now, at this point, you should have identified a green that leans towards yellow and a green that leans towards blue for your palette. You should have in your palette a red that leans towards blue, a red that leans towards orange, a yellow that leans towards orange, and a yellow that leans towards green. You need to have that set at this point by now. And if you have bonus colors where you have a neutral red and a neutral yellow, that's fine. Not necessary, but if you have it, that's fine. So you're going to create your chart to this point. And what I want you to do is I also want you to really look at where they lean on the color wheel. Do they lean more, because it's all a base green, but does it lean more towards blue or does it lean more towards yellow? I want you to be able to identify that, and I want you to write it down in the block below, like this one here. I should have left two empty spots, but write it down with each mix. You know, you can put B for leans towards blue and yellow, or Y leans towards yellow. You can write that down because I want to see if you're really identifying with the mixes that you're making. This was a long one. Alrighty. So what you're going to do, if you're watching this on YouTube, you need to click the links in the description below to head on over to the communities. I'm not providing any feedback on YouTube because I can't see your pictures. So you choose either the Mighty Networks community, Facebook page, or Facebook group, one of those. Most of the action's all happening in the Facebook group. So go in there, post your picture, and then any identifying aha moments or troubles or things that you found really easy. Write something down with your chart so you know, I know what type of feedback you're looking for, and not just for me, for other people in the group as well. We need to know what you're looking for. Are you looking for help mixing a certain color? Are you looking for, you know, comments on your chart? So make sure you put some text for what you're looking for in the form of feedback. All right, I'm gonna go take a break. I'm gonna go clean my water bucket, and I'm going to prepare for the next lesson, which is basically a similar lesson to this, except we're going to be mixing up our greens using 2 blues, our yellows, and then we're also going to create a lesson, which is this exercise here, but using those paints. All right, so until I see you in those lessons, stay inspired.